He stood there in his press uniform, hand outstretched, eyes bright with hope. "Good game, sir," the black teen said. But Coach Reynolds just sneered. "Save it, kid. I don't shake hand with charity cases." The crowd went quiet. The boy lowered his hand, jaw tight, holding back the sting. He'd just led their team to victory, but still wasn't good enough. Days later, at the school's fundraiser, the coach strutted around bragging until the mayor walked in. "Ladies and gentlemen," she said proudly, "meet my son's mentor, the woman who raised him, Sergeant Evelyn Brooks." The room gasped. A decorated war hero, a black woman. Coach's face drained as she walked up, medals gleaming, eyes sharp. "You refuse to shake his hand?" she asked coldly. "That boy was raised by me. He carries every lesson I fought for." The coach stammered, reaching out this time, but the boy just smiled, shaking his mother's hand instead. The crowd erupted in applause. Weeks later, the school board held a meeting. Parents, reporters, cameras everywhere. Rumors had spread that Coach Reynolds was under review, but he sat there, arms crossed, smirking. "You really think they'll fire me over some charity, kid?" he whispered to another teacher. Then the doors opened. In walked the mayor again, Sergeant Evelyn Brooks right beside her, and a young man in his ROTC uniform. The board chair cleared her throat. "Coach Reynolds, we reviewed multiple complaints, verbal abuse, discrimination, falsified reports." His smirk faded. "You can't prove any of that," he barked. Evelyn stepped forward, placing a stack of files on the table. "Oh, but I can. You forgot I trained in intelligence. You made the mistake of leaving a paper trail." Gasps filled the room. Moments later, the board voted unanimously. Coach Reynolds was dismissed on the spot. As security escorted him out, the boy rose, meeting his eyes. "Funny thing, Coach," he said calmly. "You wouldn't shake my hand when I was beneath you. Now you can't even reach it." The room erupted in applause. Months passed. The coach disappeared from town, his reputation in ruins. Meanwhile, the young man, Marcus Brooks, was offered a leadership scholarship for community service. On the day of his award ceremony, the crowd cheered as he stepped up to the podium, his mother watching proudly from the front row. "To think," Marcus said softly, "this started with a handshake that never happened." The audience grew quiet, but just then, a figure stood at the back of the hall. It was Coach Reynolds. He looked thinner, humbled, holding his old cap in his hands. The mayor's guards moved, but Marcus raised a hand. "Let him speak." The coach walked forward slowly, voice trembling. "I came to apologize. I judged you before I even knew you. I lost everything. But watching you now, I see what I threw away." Marcus studied him for a long moment, then extended his hand again, the same hand the coach once rejected. The room held its breath. Reynolds stared, tears forming, and finally shook it. Marcus smiled. "Forgiveness doesn't erase what happened," he said, "but it shows who really grew." The crowd rose in applause. Years later, Marcus Brooks returned to his old school, not as a student, but as the new youth mentor and ROTC advisor. Kids crowded around him, hanging on every word, dreaming bigger than ever before. In the hallway, a plaque gleamed. "In honor of Sergeant Evelyn Brooks, who taught us that greatness is measured by resilience and character." One boy whispered, "Is it true she's his mom?" Marcus nodded, smiling. "Yes, but remember, it's not just about who raises you. It's what you do with what you're given." Suddenly, the door opened. Coach Reynolds, older and humbled, stepped inside. Marcus didn't flinch. Instead, he welcomed him. "I've learned a lot from your mistakes," the coach admitted quietly. "I want to help now if you'll let me." Marcus studied him, then nodded, guiding him toward the kids. As they walked, the room buzzed, not with whispers of shame, but with lessons of growth, redemption, and the power of rising above. It was graduation day. Marcus Brooks stood at the podium, robes flowing, his ROTC medal glinting in the sunlight. Hundreds of students, parents, and teachers watched. "Some of you may remember," he began, voice steady, "that it once started with a handshake I didn't get from someone who thought I was less than him." The crowd murmured, eyes turning to the back. Coach Reynolds gray-haired now, sat quietly, head bowed, no arrogance left. Marcus smiled, looking over the audience. But I learned that your worth isn't determined by who refuses to see it. It's measured by what you do with your courage, your knowledge, and your heart. He paused. And today, I get to show that even those who doubted me, those who disrespected me, can witness the power of perseverance, integrity, and love. The graduates erupted in cheers. Marcus shook hands with every student, every teacher, and finally turned to Coach Reynolds. Slowly, deliberately, he extended his hand. No resentment, only strength. The former coach took it, and the room went silent, then erupted again in applause. Evelyn Brooks, standing proud in the front row, whispered, "Justice isn't always revenge sometimes. It's growth perfected." Hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories that matter. And let's keep the conversation going.